Hey guys, what's up? This is Josh. Just doing another weekly update. These are my carrots and my peppers. They're doing pretty good. This one's not doing nearly as well as the other one. This is my ghost pepper plant. This is another ghost pepper plant. The leaves near the bottom have all fallen off. I'm not really sure why that is, if that's significant at all. But I'm starting to get little buds on it. So hopefully it'll still be surviving. I got my fish here, tilapia, and they're doing pretty good. They're getting big. These ones down here are the biggest of them all. There's one there, another one right there, and another one. I haven't figured out whether or not they're male or female just yet. I figure I'll get into there sometime next week. I'm going to be out of town for a week for work, so when I get back I'll figure out whether or not they're male or female. In this tank there's still a bunch of smaller ones. I plan on eventually catching those guys and moving them out of this tank, so just to kind of save space for them. And then I'm getting my larger solar panel made here. And once I get this one finished, then the next panel that I make, I'm going to do an instructional video, because I figure I'll be a lot more understanding of how it does. I finished the second solar panel. There's my original one. This is the second one that I made. And the only difference with this one and the other one is that this one I let dry before I encapsulated it, so that there wasn't any liquid pouring around inside there that just wouldn't dry. So other than that, I also used 3/8 inch channel, aluminum C channel, instead of 1/2 inch aluminum C channel that I used over there. And it fit a lot better to this frame. So I kind of liked how this one turned out. And then here are the leads that come out, the positive and minus. So, and I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. I still have to do some more sealing around the edges and stuff, and kind of grind off the edges to make them softer, but that'll be, it's not a big deal. So this panel is going to be much larger. This one's made out of 1/2 inch, or 1/4 inch tempered glass. And it was about this piece right here. It's a little bit larger than my other panels that I'm going to make. I'm going to make them a little bit smaller because these are huge. And this is going to be like somewhere around 80 or 90 watt panel. So, and this one's going to be heavy when I'm done with it. So I figure I'll make smaller ones later so that they're a little bit more manageable. And I'll let you know, whenever I start getting my videos for that together and do instructional videos on that. So, alright, let's go outside. Now the window units that I had in here. Well, I just kind of been neglecting them because I haven't been using them all that much. This basil plant, I think, went to seed and died. So I'm not too worried about that. I've been busy with other stuff. And I guess my grape plant is doing alright. I mean, it's still green. Some of it is, and it's surviving. So we'll see how that goes. I still have some basil growing out here. And some peppers. I think these are habanero peppers. And here are my tomato plants that I have going. They look like they're a little droopy, and that could be because they're getting really hot and I needed to refill the reservoir with some more water, and I just did that. So they're still looking kind of droopy, and same with these. I had to refill this reservoir. It's really hot here right now. It's like 90 degrees or something. I put my hose here down to my garden to water my garden as well because of how hot it is. And let's see, I got some tomato plants here. And these guys are doing good. They're all flowering and whatnot, and hopefully the bees will come and give me some tomatoes. I planted this like topsy-turvy pepper planter. It's got some habanero peppers, some chilies, and some cayenne pepper in there, so hopefully that does well. I tried that last year and it didn't work out so well because I poured some vinegar in it to try to make them spicier and to bring down the pH of the soil, and I guess I poured a little too much. So this year I'm not going to do that. But here's my potato barrel. These guys are doing alright. They're surviving. Some flowers, and I made another potato barrel. And this one this barrel I cut into 3 pieces. And once this grows up and gets real tall, I'll put the other layer on top of it and fill it with dirt and just mount it up that way. That way it gets more sunlight. So that's kind of a test. And there's two seed potatoes in that barrel, and I'm going to see how the 10 or the 5-gallon barrel or 5-gallon buckets work with that. So here's where the fish are. They're doing real well. These tanks are white, so they create a lot of algae in there, which I like quite a bit because the tilapia just munch on that stuff. So I'm really happy with the color of, how the tank's all white and whatnot. So the fish are doing well. Broccoli's really taken off, going somewhere. It's getting some flowers on it and whatnot. And I got some tomatoes here and a pepper plant and whatnot. I mean, this thing has really taken off. And then I got some cucumbers, I think, back there along that wall. I transplanted a broccoli plant, 2 of them over here, just because they weren't doing so well, the other one. And I think this is cantaloupe here. I think this is habanero pepper. And then here's my new latest creation. I don't know if I showed you guys this yet, or I might have had another video with it. But I tried this earlier, last week, and I drilled the holes too big on it. So the water at the end here wasn't coming out at all. So I just got some more PVC. It was like for 10 feet of this 1/2-inch PVC, it was like $1.30 at Home Depot. So I just got more of it and drilled smaller holes, and now all the holes spray out. So my plan is to have a plant at every hole so that it just sort of is like, getting a spray of the water. And same goes for this side as well. So, yeah. And other than that, I've got the PVC goes down to this fitting here to my plastic tubing going to the pump. So, and then the fish in this tank are doing real well. They're not dead. Not yet. And onions have really been doing well. For a while the onions were just stagnating and not doing anything, and then they just started really getting big and thick. So it was like a burst of it. So I got a pepper plant there. I think that might be basil down there, and I don't know what that is. It's either cucumber or cantaloupe or watermelon. It's one of those species of plants or whatnot. The melon species or whatnot. And then I guess you can see down here. Hold on. Yeah. Probably can't see it, but down there's a little flower forming on this broccoli plant. So it's doing pretty well. And then I got tomatoes here that are starting to really come around. They started sending out shoots down here at the bottom, and they started coming up further down here towards the base of the plant, which I thought was pretty cool. So this one's doing really well. I'm happy with the way it's going. So I guess that's pretty much it, guys. Next week I'll have another update, hopefully with some more stuff that will get completed. It's been kind of crazy around here lately, so I haven't had much time for stuff, and keeping up with this stuff is quite a lot of work. I'm getting some automatic feeders for these fish tanks, so I don't have to feed them all the time. So other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.